3 dirty tricks that women will use on you to win arguments. And I know this as a professional PUA, professional dating coach. I've experienced this for essentially my entire adult life, and you have too, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to invalidate your experiences. I'm just saying that I've had many of these experiences with many different women across many different generations and many different socioeconomic backgrounds. And one thing I notice is these 3 traits do not change no matter where the woman is from, no matter how old she is. It's almost like they are just taught this at birth, that this is the way you win arguments with men. So I'm going to cue you up on this because you might have a girlfriend, a wife, partner, or female coworker who is constantly picking fights with you, constantly arguing with you, and you're not able to really identify what she is doing to you, right? It's all one big manipulation at the end of the day. But I'm going to give you the top 3 dirty tricks that women, not all women obviously, but most women, definitely modern women, definitely feminists, definitely woke women, liberal females use to win arguments, right? So let's crack into this, shall we? So the first dirty trick that they use is that women will, because when it comes to guys, first of all, let me just say, we like to come with facts, right? We like to come with some logic, some statistics, some observational reality. So the first trick that women will use against you is they will argue on the exceptions and not the rule. You notice that. A lot of women, when they're losing arguments, they will argue on the exceptions and not the rule. They will argue on the outliers, right? The rare exceptions and not the overall rule. Right? I can't stand this when women do that. So I get that a lot on my videos. They're like, you know what, Em? You say this about single moms, but I knew a single mom who, she wasn't like that. That didn't happen to her. You're completely wrong. And I'm like, okay. Overwhelmingly, most single moms are not like that. Overwhelmingly, most single moms got pregnant because she chose a bad boy. She chose poorly. That is, what you're doing there is you're talking about somebody who is an outlier, somebody that is a rare example. I'm talking about stereotypically, this is most, but they'll do that, right? They will, when you try to present some facts to them, they will come up with some anecdotal evidence of somebody in their life, somebody they knew, this one person I read about in People magazine, you know, instead of just sitting there and going, okay, I get that. Of course, there's always going to be some outliers, but we are talking about the overwhelming majority. This happened when the abortion ban happened, right? Had a lot of women in my comments talk about the abortion ban. You saw it all over social media, probably even people that you knew, right? We're going like, you know, these evil conservatives banning abortion because you know what? There's women out there who have been raped. And if they've been raped, they should have the right to abort that child. And how dare you, you know, and that they were trying to argue like the fact like all these women are being raped and they don't want to have the kid. And that's why we should not have an abortion ban. When statistically, it was less than 1% of women. I think it was 0.05% or 0.06% that were wanting an abortion because they had been raped or molested by somebody. Okay, so already, I mean, we're talking about like 0.5%. I mean, that's not even 1%. It's less than 1%. However, 99% of the women who were getting abortions were repeat offenders. They were women who were just going out there irresponsibly, banging all these chads, getting pregnant, and then it was so inconvenient, I got to get that abortion. You know, that's the majority of women who were getting abortions. And obviously, you know, the right, the conservatives saw this and they were like, yeah, no, we don't like this. You know, we have to put an end to this irresponsible behavior where women can just, you know, have sex with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and then, you know, put it on the taxpayer to pay for that, right? No, can't do that. However, a lot of people on the left, you notice their main argument was that 0.005%. She got raped. Oh, she didn't want to have that baby. It's like, well, that's only 0.005%. The most of these chicks are just being sluts and can't keep their legs closed. What about them, right? And already there were some special accommodations for women who did get raped in some of these bills, right? So it's not like, okay, if you get raped, you're out of luck. No, because abortion was still legal in other states. You just had to drive over to the other state. So a worst case scenario, unfortunately, yeah, you would have to drive maybe a few hundred miles or maybe less than that to the next state and get your abortion. You know, in best case scenario, there was accommodations in there if you told a person you got raped, right? And you had a police report and you filed a police report, and you know, you're not just fibbing and making this up, they would allow you to have it, right? As far as I know. However, because women are, you know, very dishonest in their arguing style, they would tend to argue on, I shouldn't say women, but like modern women, feminists, the woke left, most of these women will tend to argue on the exceptions and not the rule. You'll see this very often whenever you see anybody, even like say a Jordan Peterson or, you know, anybody like arguing with some female, right? They will pull, you know, you could present them with facts and they will pull out some anecdotal ass evidence on you, right? So that is the first dirty trick they use. The second dirty trick that they use to win arguments is to simply shame and insult you, right? You see this all the time in my comments. These women, I've never had a single woman present a valid argument to me about a single coaching video I've ever done on my channel, right? And I've been on YouTube 10 years now, not had a single one present a valid argument, right? Instead, it's always shaming, insults, personal attacks, character attacks, your hair, your shirt, look at that, you know, look at that background, mister, or, you know, wherever I'm shooting at. You know, look at this, look at that. You know, it's never on the actual argument. It's always just meant to shame, demean you into you just surrendering with the white flag. Okay, leave me alone. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Why do women do this all the time, by the way? They do this because they do this to you because they do this to each other. This is their way of winning arguments with each other. This is their primary way of shutting the other side down. You notice when a chick doesn't like another woman, immediately she starts like making fun of her or, you know, saying things about her or calling her names. That's what they do to each other. So of course they will do it to you too. I mean, even like women who are, say, non-feminists right now, who do they get attacked by the most? Is it men? No, they're getting attacked by other women who are feminists or telling them, you know, like you're a pick-me girl, and oh, you must have daddy issues, and you know they just come out with all these shames, like the shaming language and personal insults, right? And that obviously that's happened to you. And as Socrates once brilliantly said, name calling and personal attacks becomes the tool of the loser, right? Well said. I'm probably butchering that, but that is a second dirty trick that these females will use on you, is to shame and insult you. And the third and final dirty trick that a lot of these women will use on you, modern women, woke women, especially them, right, will use on you, and I can't stand this either, is they will play, I mean, to no end, they will play mental gymnastics to prove their point. So it doesn't matter how many facts you bring in front of them, how many statistics, how much data, how much research. She will read that and she will manipulate it, right? She will manipulate it and play some mental ass gymnastics in her head to come to the conclusion that makes her look right, that makes her argument look valid and correct, even though it's completely ludicrous, right? Even though you feel like you're being gaslit, right? And you're ready to tear your hair out, tear your eyes out. This is a tactic they will use, right? They will just play mental gymnastics on you and manipulate any point you made to manufacture an ending that makes her look like she won the argument. It's so dishonest, it's so Machiavellian, okay, which many of these modern women are. They're very, very Machiavellian. Okay, it's not about getting to the truth. It's not about getting to what's right. It's just really about fulfilling her own egotistical need to look right. Right? That's really all it boils down to. It just, because most of these modern women are so egotistical, And they're so arrogant, they're so full of themselves, they just can't admit when they're wrong. As they always say in the manosphere, like kryptonite is, I mean, accountability is like kryptonite to women. They're never going to admit they're wrong, right? I mean, God forbid that you ever get an apology out of them for something they did wrong, right? They won't. They'll find a way to manipulate it, to do a spin on it, to make it seem like she didn't do anything wrong, like completely faultless, completely blameless. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not my fault. It's men's fault, right? This is why we always make fun of women, like modern women, for blaming men, right? These feminists, all they do is blame men. We make fun of them to no end. Right? I was just watching Survivor, Men versus Women. Somebody did a commentary on YouTube. It was hilarious because the women, like, you know, some of them were almost about to die on that island, right? It was men versus women. And they sat there and just found a way to blame something other than themselves and their lack of ability to survive, right? And I mean, the producers of that show must have been laughing their asses off. And they were still walking around as they were failing, walking around like, ooh, we're survivors, we're survivors. You've got to be completely out of your mind to live with that level of delusion and cognitive dissonance. But regardless, that is the third dirty trick they will use on you, is they will just play mental gymnastics in order, you know, and even try to get you to see their point in order to get you to go along, to just validate her, even though she's completely wrong, doesn't have any facts to back up her argument, has done nothing but insult you the entire time, has done nothing but point out the exceptions and not the rule. Even though she's completely failing, she will manipulate the argument in a way that makes her seem like she's right. And she will literally walk away from that argument patting herself on the back and telling her she won and that you're stupid. But those are the three dirty tricks that women use. Modern women, woke women, leftist women. I don't want to peg all women with that. Those are the three tricks that modern women use to win arguments. Let me know your thoughts below if you have dealt with any of these. Share any stories you'd like to share below in the comments. I always appreciate it. And share with the tribe. I'm sure it will be very funny to read some of these, some of your own stories arguing with modern women. Drop them in the comments below. As always, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the notification bell for me. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work, if you're getting value out of my content, if it is enlightening you, if you're getting value out of this education and it's improving your life and making your life better, best way to support me is, and my content, is to jump into my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel. Become a premium subscriber there. It's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets lessons from me that you won't find here on my normal channel. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video.